There are surprises over in the Asian Cup this past week with Japan losing, South Korea drawing, and of course some chaos over in Group F. What's going to go on this week? We're going to take a little look next. That's right, folks, back once again on our prediction video. Today we look forward to match number 3, part 2 over in the Asian Cup, and we'll get to that in a second. If you know where you've been, smash that subscribe button back at the all things Asian Cup related, Blab and Rose related, world football related. We're going to all hear, boys, under one rooski. Goodness gracious me, what's gone wrong with Japan? Oh my gosh, they could actually get eliminated this week if things go against them. And what about South Korea? Also not yet confirmed for those last 16 spots. It could all change this week, of course. We'll get to that in a minute. Of course, if you know where you've been, subscribe. Your one-stop shop for the Asian Cup continues here at Black and Rovers season. Again, if you do, make sure you subscribe, of course. So let's show you what I'm talking about here, recapping the results as we talk about it, of course. So, what we've got going on here, Vietnam against Indonesia, of course, must not lose game for either two sides. Indonesia coming out top, though, with a 1-0 win. I went the other way on that one. Meanwhile, Iraq against Japan pulled up one of the surprises of the tournament. 2-1 win it was for Iraq. Back-to-back wins for them. They are through to the last 16. It's job done. They're there. Again, I went the other way on that one. Meanwhile, we've got Jordan. They're doing the business over in Group E, of course. A 2-2 draw in the end. They top the charts at the moment on goal difference. With the 2-0 win for South Korea, again, failed to deliver. Meanwhile, over in also in Group E, we got a big win for Bahrain. They're back in the thick of things as well. 1-0 winners over Malaysia, who I believe are out. Unfortunately, it's sad to say. I did go with Malaysia, try to give them a bit of hope there, but unfortunately no. Into Group F though, Oman could only muster a draw against Thailand, who've done absolutely phenomenal to be where they are at the moment. 2-2 draw in my eyes. I went with a draw myself, not too shabby. And then of course Saudi Arabia did the business against Kyrgyzstan. 2-0 win in the end. I went with a 3-0. Ain't too shabby. None the same, of course. So those were the results. Of course, last time I did pretty shit on my picks, but I'm going to get them right this time around. This is the tables as we see. As I said, Iraq are there. Japan are probably going to get there, but of course, right now, I don't think they could top the group. I think Iraq will top the group. That's done and dusted, secured. Japan now looking to get themselves into second spot. Meanwhile, over in Group E, Jordan, of course, top the charts at the moment with South Korea in second spot. Bahrain still got a chance of getting through to the last 16, as do Indonesia from Group D. I think Vietnam are out, Malaysia out, and of course, Kyrgyzstan are also out at the moment as well. There might be some hope in that they could get them out of it. But Saudi Arabia top, they're doing the business. Thailand also keeping us up on the tippy toes as well. That's, of course, the situation over there. But we're now looking forward to match number 3, part 2. And we're going to jump in the deep end with the next round of games, of course. And all eyes will be on this one as Japan try to not only get themselves back, it was confirmed their spot in the last 16, but of course coming there with a bit of style as well. They're going to be taking on Indonesia, who've also got their own hopes and dreams about this as well. So they'll be locking horns coming at you on when the game. This is actually on Wednesday, January the 24th, of course. Locking horns over the Altumana Stadium. Now these sides have never played each other, according to my eyes, coming at you. But Japan on 83% form for them, and now just one defeat the last 6. Of course, they were on this incredible run they were of winning games unbeaten, of course. But that's all come to a crashing halt now at the hands of Iraq. Meanwhile, Indonesia comes on the back of a 25% form for them right now. Just one win in the last 6. That was an important one, and that was against Vietnam as well. Also, earlier in the competition, Indonesia did lose to Iraq. Japan also picked up a monstrous win against Vietnam, where they were a little bit rusty as well. So remember that. So they're not being at their best, Japan, but maybe they'll turn it on in the last 16, which we do think they will get there. 20-1 on is Japan. They are red hot favourites. 14-1 is the draw. 33-1 is your long shots, which was Indonesia. I think they might have enough in the tank, Indonesia, to get through the last 16, but I think Japan will come out on top here. 2-0, comfortably done, and of course book that second spot in this competition as well. Meanwhile, kicking on forward, we do have Iraq up against Vietnam. Of course, coming at you this coming, what was it, 24th over China, the Jasmine bin Hamid Stadium. Now, both these games will go off at the same time. Now, they played each other 5 times since 2007. 4 wins for Iraq, nothing for Vietnam, 1 draw. Of course, the biggest win for Iraq was a 2-0 win, scoring 8 goals in those 5 games, 1.60 goals a game on average. Vietnam, though, yet to get a win. Of course, 3 goals scored in those 5 games, 0.60 goals a game on average. They're on 17% form for them right now, just 1 win in the last 6. Of course, 4 defeats on the spin. Iraq, though, 5 wins in the last 6. And of course, they are here to win this competition. Not here just to make up the numbers. Of course, the previous match between these two sides was back in November 2023. It was a 1-0 win for Iraq. And of course, 6 points out of 6 for Iraq, have them in a good position. Meanwhile, Indonesia did beat Vietnam last round. Of course, Vietnam are crashing out. They could snick a result here. You just don't know, but it's not gonna change anything for Iraq. They are 10-7 on for the victory. 4-1 is your Vietnam. 11-4 is the draw here. Iraq have been too good. I think they could rest a bunch of players as well, but I think they still have too much quality in the bank. And Vietnam, their hopes and dreams are already tarnished, so they will go home with nothing. Meanwhile, over into the next group, which will be Group E. It will be South Korea taking on Malaysia. That's coming at you on Thursday, January the 25th. Now, these two sides have played each other, according to my eyes, never. So it'll be the first time that these two sides have locked horns in recent years anyway. Locking horns on the 25th of Jan on the Al Janoub Stadium. Of course, Korea unbeaten in the last 10 games, 92% form for them right now, up against the Malaysia side. Back-to-back defeats, 42% form for them. And of course, it's just not got right for them. All competition as well. Yet to get a goal, of course, conceding 5 in total up against the South Korea side. Picking up a cheeky win against Bahrain and only mustering a draw against Jordan in a very, very tight game over in Group E. The bookies have this one quite favourably in favour of South Korea. 9-1 on for the victory. 7-1 is the draw. 28-1 is your long shots. That's Malaysia. And unfortunately, South Korea will get over the line. 3-0 win. That'll push them into the knockout stages. But will they be top or will they be in second spot? Well, that'll all come down to this one. Jordan against Bahrain. Of course, they've got it all to do. I think Jordan are in a good spot here to get themselves through the last 16. I think they've got 4 points thus far, which should be enough. None the same. Meanwhile, Bahrain were also trying to get themselves through that last 16. And of course, let's have a look at this one then. Taking place on the 25th of Jan, the Khalifa International Stadium. These two sides have played each other 7 times, 2012. 2 wins for Jordan, 3 for Bahrain, 2 draws. Of course, the biggest win for Jordan, 2-1 win. Scoring 3 goals in total, scoring 0.43 goals a game on average. Bahrain, though, 3-0 win, their biggest, 6 goals scored in those 7 games, 0.86 goals a game. 50% form for Bahrain right now, winning 3, losing 3 over the last 6. Jordan, though, just 1 defeat in the past 4, 42% form for them over the last 6. But of course, top of the table at the moment over in Group E. These two sides last lock horns in March 2021. It was a 2-1 win for Jordan. And of course, Jordan currently with a 4-0 win over Malaysia, 2-2 draw against South Korea. Bahrain losing to Korea and picking up that cheeky 1-0 win against Malaysia as well. But the odds right here, right now, we've got Jordan 23-20 for the victory, 5-2 is your Bahrain, 21-10 is the draw. A draw. Would it be enough, of course, to top the group? I don't know. I've gone with a draw, though. 1-1 in the end. Get your calculators out. Of course, do the math for me while you're at it. Of course, that will put them on 5 points. Korea will be put on 6 points. So I think they'll put Korea top, and it would actually set up that Japan-South Korea last 16. So crunchy times ahead over in the last in the Asian Cup. Meanwhile, we go into Group F. Of course, Saudi Arabia hot off the press against Thailand, who have done absolutely phenomenal to be at this stage. Of course, 4 times they played each other since 2011. 3 for Saudi Arabia, nothing for Thailand. 1 draw. Of course, biggest win for Saudi Arabia. 3-0 win, scoring 7 goals in those 4 games. 1.75 goals a game on average. Of course, Thailand yet to get a goal against them, yet to get a win. Of course, they're coming at you. 42% form for them at the moment. Back-to-back games without a loss. Of course, up against the Saudi Arabia side, 6 games without a loss. 92% form for them heading into this one. Of course, top of the table with 6 points right now. Last time around, it was a 3-0 win for Saudi Arabia back in March 2017. It was in the World Cup qualification phase a few years back. Of course, the resume so far for Saudi Arabia: 2-1 win over Oman, 2-0 win over Kyrgyzstan. Thailand on the flip side, 2-0 win over Tajikistan, a 0-0 draw against Oman, yet to concede a goal. And this one, that's of course something that they could build upon in this one. We're looking at the odds here for Thailand are 7-1 for the victory. We've got Saudi Arabia 11-4 for the victory, 11-4 on, and 7-2 is of course your away win here. Going to go with a 3-1 win. Saudi Arabia taking the points. Thailand should be through in the last 16 in one capacity or not. And then wrapping up, it is Kyrgyzstan. It is Oman. It's on Thursday, January the 25th. These two sides have played each other, according to my eyes, just the one time, since 2023, and it was a win for Kyrgyzstan. That's right. It was a 1-0 win. We'll talk about that in a minute. However, Kyrgyzstan on 25% form for them right now. They're rock bottom, no points on the board. Up against the Oman side, 58% form for them. Just one point so far. Of course, just 1 defeat of the last 4 heading into this one. However, that one and only victory was a 1-0 win for Kyrgyzstan back in November 2023. It was in the World Cup qualification phase, which they'll have to do all over again very, very soon. So far, not great for Kyrgyzstan. Back-to-back games without a goal. Back-to-back 2-0 losses. Meanwhile, Oman opening up with a 2-1 loss against Saudi Arabia, a 0-0 draw against Thailand. puts them in a bit of a pickle themselves to get out of this group. Meanwhile, the odds here, 17-4 is your host. That's Kyrgyzstan. 9-4 is the draw. 4-3 on is your Oman, who have been a little bit of a letdown at the moment. I think they'll get the win, though. 1-0 win for Oman to get the 3 points. Put them into 4 points. Put them in the bracket for at least a third-place berth. And you never know. I did have them going quite far in this competition, but of course they need to get themselves a little bit of luck in that the draw for the last 16. But that, my friends, is what I've got for you. Of course, make sure you get your own picks in as well. I think there's a prediction league out there. I haven't looked at it because I've been so busy and, of course, running around my head like a chicken cut off. But, of course, we'll be back for those last 16s. There's a luscious last 16s very soon. But until then, subscribe. Catch you later for the next one. But until then, we're done.